Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Yarn Room Shenanigans. I'm Gayle.
And I'm Laura. Hi, friends.
Hello, and this is episode 10. Oh my goodness, now we're into double digits.
We're in double digits.
Wow.
Got our big girl pants on now.
This is really very cool. Very cool. So, so we have a lot that we've been doing, right?
We have a lot to talk about today. I think, buckle up, girls and guys, because it might be a long one.
Our friend Paul out there, there's a gentleman, Paul. Hi, Paul. He watches all the time. So
hi, Paul.
Yeah.
I don't know who Paul is.
He just comments.
Oh, okay.
And he says, this is Paul.
Hi, Paul.
So, hi, Paul. So, anyways, we did a fun thing.
We did.
Yeah, yesterday. Was it yesterday already?
It was yesterday.
Oh, my goodness.
Guess what she made me do? She
Just
made me put on a bathing suit and go to the beach.
But did you have fun?
I did have fun.
Yes, we had such a good time. It was a 10 out of 10 beach day.
Yes.
10 out of 10. And we got...
Tell the whole story, though.
So we get there...
No, you start from 6 a.m.
Right. So to get there on time, to get into the parking lot, we had to get up at 5, or however, I got up at 5.
I was up at 4. But that's my usual time anyways.
Right. And this was to get into the parking lot, or else we wouldn't be able to get into the parking lot. So we get up, and by the time we got there, it was about 6:30. Now, little did I know...
Maybe 20 minutes to 7.
Right. And little did I know that we didn't... sorry, guys. I'm grabbing a little furry friend. So little did I know, but we didn't... the parking lot didn't open till 8:30. So now there's this long line, like you line up.
But you have to get there early. There were already 20 cars in front of us when we got there.
Right, because if you don't get there on time, the parking lot only holds maybe, I don't know, maybe 80 cars.
Yeah, maybe.
Not
really
many.
sure.
And then you have to find parking wherever, on the street or, good luck, in other words. And at my age and my ability, I am not schlepping a mile to walk with beach chairs and everything to get to the beach. So we're waiting in line, and now the line is getting very long. We're 15 deep.
At least. 15 or 20.
No more than 20, and we got there at 6:30.
Yes.
The gate doesn't open till 8:30. It's like lining up for a concert or something.
Yep. And now we had Gayle's one daughter, Melina, and her significant other with us,
right,
Nelson. And so they actually left the car with some of our stuff and went and got our real estate on the beach.
Yes, because...
So we couldn't get into the parking lot yet, but people can walk onto the beach.
Right.
And establish their spot.
Right.
So we were lucky that we had them with us.
We had prime real estate
to get our spot.
We go to a beach. It's called Salty Brine Beach because it's small. You don't have to walk 4 miles to get to the water. I mean, it's so perfect. And when we set up right next to where the bathrooms are, so we can go potty. There's food right nearby. There's not 15 people playing 15 different kinds of music. It is so...
It's also, I would say, kind of an older crowd.
Yeah. I mean, there are young people there.
Right.
They were my kids, my daughter's age, but overall, absolutely.
I would say it's, there were quite a few, there was this one guy... He was stretched out on his chair and his mouth was wide open and he was snoring away.
Yeah, sound asleep. Yeah, exactly.
But older people.
Yes,
I think there were a lot of older people.
Right. That's why there's not a gajillion different things playing.
And because it's a small parking lot, there can just only be so many people.
Right, and it's perfect. And it's right next door to a bar. So the kids would go...
And a restaurant.
The kids would go and get us cocktails and bring them to the beach. It was absolutely perfect. We actually went into the water. Yep. So this is me going in. Ah! I was screaming. I'm okay, Tango. I was screaming because it was so cold. But when you get in, I know it sounds like everybody
So we had
says
to
it, but
escort her in.
yes, I had a
with,
lot.
hand behind the back.
Yes, I had Laura pulling me on one side, Melina pulling me on the other side. At one point, I jumped, wrapped my legs around Melina.
Splashed you.
Yes, and then I jumped onto Laura. I was holding on to her like
and
a
then
tree.
I ducked her in.
Yes, so she dunked me and kept laughing. Oh, they were killing themselves. They thought it was the funniest thing.
It was.
Yeah.
We had fun.
It was so fun. And then afterwards...
I went in a couple of times.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. I went in once, but we went all the way in. We were floating around and splashing around and having a good time.
And then every once in a while you'd hit a warm spot where the
like
sun was really...
thermocline thing. It was like, oh, this is warm.
Yep.
So hopefully it wasn't where somebody tinkled, but I don't think so.
I'm sure people do that, though.
Yes, that's quite true. Especially when you go in that cold water, it's like, wow! But
it was a really, really nice day.
Yeah, and then we went to eat. We went to George's.
What did we pack up around 3:30 or so? Something like that, 3 o'clock?
Yeah, about 3 o'clock.
And just left the car right... Oh, that's the other thing. So Gayle does have the handicap plate because of her EDS and her knees and everything. And so we got like literally the first spot like right next to the beach. It was more than perfect. Right. And then we could leave our car right there and walk across the parking lot to George's restaurant, which is, nice seafood restaurant and right there on the water. They have very good food. And
it was
went
so
and had
good,
a nice lupper.
Yeah.
We call it, between lunch and dinner.
Yeah, because it was nice. You only have to eat once and you get it out of the way. And it was just so fun and it was so good. Oh my gosh.
It was very good. We had some steamers. We had some calamari.
Yeah.
We had some oysters.
I had
lobster.
I had chowder. And I split a fish with... Melina and I split some cod that was so good. It was on a bed of... like a little cake of risotto. And it was like some kind of pea risotto or something. It was really tasty.
So you got some vegetables in there.
Yeah, it was really good.
And I had a lazy man's lobster.
Yeah, it was kind of special with corn and bacon.
Yeah, it had corn and bacon and like some bisque kind of poured all over it. And it was lazy man, so it was already split open. Although you had to
crack the shell. That was not right.
You still had to crack the
claws.
The claws. And yeah, one of them when I cracked and
it went all over me.
It went splashed everywhere.
Yeah.
And Gayle got a little bit of lobster shower.
Yeah, that's okay.
But it was all in fun. Then we came home and showered, so we got it all scraped off of us. So after we came home?
Yeah.
We showered.
Yeah.
Oh, and then we had a movie night and we watched Jaws 1 and Jaws 2.
Because it's the 50th anniversary.
Yep. So that was the perfect way to end off our beach night.
Yeah, it was so good. Yeah.
What do you think, Tango?
Yeah, Tango feels like visiting today.
Yep, that's all right.
Yeah, he's quiet. He's quiet.
So that was yesterday. Okay, so we've got one day down.
Yeah. And then the week... did we already talk about when we went to Driftwood? And no.
No.
Oh,
that was,
my goodness.
So Knitting Public Day was last Saturday,
and
the 14th.
And we were supposed to host, but we
were going to host a get-together outside in our local Goddard Park. But it decided to rain, of course. So instead,
and not even like a nice little drizzle.
No, it was rainy.
Miserable.
Yeah, rainy and miserable. So instead, we went on a yarn crawl.
Yep.
And we made up our own. We went. We left home here in East Greenwich. We went to have breakfast, and Gayle's sister Lisa joined us, so it was the three of us. And so we went out to breakfast at Jigger's. Had a really good breakfast there.
It's such a good diner. It's a real diner, like one of those metal, like
old-fashioned
diners. Yeah, it was so good.
And the girls in there are just so
they couldn't
nice.
Be nicer.
And and the service is great. I mean, you don't wait long for your food.
No, and
the place
clean.
is always full.
You have to, sometimes wait.
And they have a really good menu. So we had nice breakfast, and then we hit the road. I would say about 9 o'clock we were on the road, and so we kind of went to our furthest destination and then worked our way back. So we started out driving down to Simsbury, Connecticut, and we went to the Simsbury Yarn Store, which is our friend that we ran into in Montreal, Jeannie. Jeannie Sealag. Hi, Jeannie.
Hi, Jeannie. Hi, Nancy.
And Marguerite and Irma, all the girls from that shop. So we started there and surprised her. She didn't know that we were coming.
Yeah, that was so fun.
I looked up online and they opened at 11 on Saturday. So we got there pretty much, right on time.
Yeah.
It was just a little bit past 11. And surprised Jeannie, and she was surprised.
Yes, she was.
Yep.
Yes, she was.
So we spent...
And we met her husband, Jim.
Yeah, Jim, and then a lot of the different ladies that were there for Knit in Public Day.
Can we take
we're going to take a little intermission because we have a delivery.
Everybody, here comes Paul. You can come right up here, Dot.
Come around to the
front side here.
To the
right,
wifey number one side.
Come over here.
Oh, we've got something good today. This is going to be like a nice, refreshing
temperatures
drink.
Here in Rhode Island are getting up to 100, and I thought that the ideal choice would be a Cuba Libre.
Look at that.
Free Cuba. Right after the Spanish-American War, this was developed in 1898, and it was an influx of Coca-Cola from the United States. They already had rum and limes down there, so it wasn't hard to put it together. These are at the request of certain people, Diet Coke. Back then, as is well known, Coca-Cola did indeed contain some cocaine. But for those days, yes, it did.
No.
Sprinkle.
It was in the bottle.
Really?
Yeah,
really.
You didn't know that? No. I knew that. It was part of their recipe.
Yep.
Cocaine?
Yes, indeed. If you look
Absolutely.
at how it's spelled out, Coca.
Where have you been?
Cola. From Coke.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I knew that.
I'm sorry, these are cocaine free, but it's a refreshing drink when it's hot outside.
Awesome, and it is. We're on the first day of what is to be a heat wave, which means 90 or above for 3 days consecutive.
Probably close to 100 if not higher.
Yes.
They're saying on Tuesday we should have
All
a
right.
heat index of like 110.
Doc, thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you,
Have a great
sir,
day.
and
Thank
Gayle.
you. And
Cheers.
as they say,
Free
cheers.
Cuba.
Free Cuba.
Free Cuba.
Centoani. Oh, that's good, Doc. And refreshing.
Yes,
Oh,
delicious.
thank you.
So where were we?
We were talking about
so we
Jeannie's.
went to Simsbury Yarns.
Yep.
And
Surprised her.
Surprised Jeannie, and we spent maybe an hour or so there.
No, probably longer.
You think
we
longer?
We sat and knit for a bit.
We did. We looked
And we did
around
a lot
our
of
shop.
shopping. We'll show
we
you
did
that
some shopping
in our
there in
acquisitions.
acquisitions. And then so when we left there, then wait a minute, we didn't go there first.
No, we went to Driftwood first. That's all
Telling
right.
the story. Okay, so we'll back it up. But our first stop, because they opened earlier. That's right.
Right. They
So we
opened
left
at
Rhode
10.
Island like at 9:00. Driftwood Yarns in Groton, Connecticut, opened at 10. So it made sense to go there first.
And Kevin and Ray from Needles at the Ready were there. They were doing a trunk show.
Yep, they were having their trunk show for Worldwide Knit in Public Day.
And of
Kevin
course,
and Ray.
we love them.
So
we went to support them.
we did, and we did support them. We got some acquisitions there too.
Yep.
So that was fun, and then after we were done there, then we went to Jeannie's shop, Simsbury Yarns, and then when we left there, the goal was to get back to Skane Yarn Shop to kind of wrap up the day. That's our home local yarn store, as everybody knows, and we made it just under the gun. They closed at
actually
4:00. We called her
10
about an
past.
hour out and said, please stay open, because I was desperate to get my yarn for my Lobster sweater. As you all know, Gayle already started hers, and she knits like a bandit, and I hadn't even got my yarn yet. So I was desperate to get my yarn so I could
I got my yarn 4
caught
days
up.
before her, so just
Yeah,
saying.
and she was like halfway through the sweater before I even got my yarn. So I was like a little twisted about that. But
She was. She said, what? When are we supposed to start those together? Now you're going to be done and I'm not. So, yes, she was twisted. Just saying.
So, but we did get there. Lori, held the store open for us to...
And she had a really nice trunk show, too.
That's right.
With
She
Michael
had Michael from
Upland
Fiber Co.
Yeah.
with his
Beautiful
it had
yarn.
both of his yarns there.
Yeah.
The core worsted
Yep.
as well as his new myrrh.
Yeah, I'm not sure the name of it. We can put it in the show notes if we don't remember.
I can't think of it.
Yeah,
it's
and he's so nice.
I can't think of it.
Did you know that he was on like Broadway and stuff?
Yes, he's a dancer.
And did you know he was on the Grammys?
And on the Tonys.
On the Tonys, I mean? Yes,
yeah.
and his partner
is
won for
Laurie's good friend.
Yes, and
they're married.
Yeah, and he won a Tony.
Yes. Yep.
I was like, wait, what? And he was actually dancing. He was one of the guys in the white tuxedos in the beginning.
And in Wicked.
Yes,
yes.
And Wicked he won a Tony for that.
Right.
I'm like, holy cows.
Yeah. Yep.
Boy, he's
in the original production, I'm pretty sure
yes.
it was.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm like,
and his husband, David Stone,
yes.
was one of the producers.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, you just know everything. You know about cocaine and soda, and you know about all this other stuff.
Hey, I've lived the life.
Right? What about me? I guess not. Oh, well. Anyways.
So, anyways, our...
made a full day of it.
Our Knit in Public Day wasn't what we had anticipated it to be. However, we did have a really full day and had a lot of fun.
We made the most of it.
And we drug Lisa with us everywhere and wore her out, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, we did. She ended up getting a couple of things to make baby blankets. Her daughter's having a baby
any day, right?
So she just left this morning, and she will be she lives in Rhode Island with us, but she'll be in North Carolina for the next month.
Which is where
it's her first
daughter
grandbaby.
and son-in-law live.
Keely Grace will be the baby's name.
Oh, they've already picked a name and everything.
Yep.
Oh,
Keely Grace. Keeley.
That's a pretty name.
Yeah, Keely.
I like that.
I love Grace too.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, like Lady Grace. That's just such a good name.
It is a very pretty name.
I just love it. So, anyways, I will have a new. Is it my grand niece? Because Allie's my niece.
Yeah, I guess that makes
sense. It sounds good.
No.
What is she?
She would be
Allie's my niece.
She would be like a niece once removed. Allie's your niece. So that's just the child of your niece.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
I'm going to be I'm going to be the second grandmother. I don't care.
Like once removed.
This removed stuff is weird. Removed from what? It's so
removed
weird.
From the generation.
Oh, I don't know. See, she knows that too.
Somebody out there probably knows how to say it better than we're doing.
Yeah.
But
I'm
anyways,
sure.
It's going to be your niece's daughter. Your niece's daughter.
Can't she be like my grandbaby too? Because I don't have any.
Niece once removed.
Yeah.
Is what I would call it.
All right.
Anyways, that was last Saturday, but it's been 2 weeks since we podcast. So what's been going on? Well, first of all, let's talk about what are you wearing.
I have no idea.
You don't know what you're wearing?
No, I have to look. But it's pretty. Look.
All right.
If you show that, it's made out of Freya fiber. I do know that.
Isn't this the thing that Mrs. G made?
Yes, but I don't remember the name of it.
Oh, look at that, folks. Isn't
It's
that
pretty, though, right?
I'll do kind of like a slow turn here so that you can see all the colors. And then it's gray on that side. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, I love it. And I was a little chilly because I keep my house like really, really cold.
Not cold enough.
Well, I'm freezing everybody else out of here except for Laura and myself.
But, so anyways, well, she's looking up the name of that. Isn't that beautiful? I'm not wearing anything because it is way too hot.
It's called the Geometric Cowl.
Okay.
And it is by Loretta Lothgren.
Lothgren. Yep. Lothgren.
Yeah, and it's
Loretta.
called the Geometric Cowl. And I use
really
Freya.
soft.
Isn't it lovely?
Yeah.
And you make a tube, and then you sew the tubes
it's just
together.
done in the round. And then, I mean, I can tell by feeling that that's where you joined, but you can't tell. Like, you did such a nice job.
Thank you.
It's right there where the
color
seam
change,
is. Yeah. But you can't tell, right? Look how nice you did.
Thank you.
You can only tell because I can feel it.
Right.
But not...
So it's double thickness. It's
see
warm.
anything bad.
Oh, I gotta put it back on. I'm chilly.
Oh, there you go.
Thank you. It goes good with my dress, though, doesn't
So
it?
I'm not wearing anything today. I couldn't even
Well,
stand to
outside
put
it's got to be like
some-
90-something.
and humid.
And very, very humid.
like walking into soup. It's so
Right.
gross.
But in my
Ugh.
house, the temperature, what did you put it on, 64 or something?
66.
There you go, 66. So it's a little
And
cool.
closed the door that was open, letting all the humid.
Yeah, well, the kids went out
air
there
in.
and didn't shut it.
So,
Anyways.
anyways.
So what else have we done?
So what
Is
else
that-
have we done? Well, I came back from, well, let me tell everybody this. I came back from France.
Oh, yeah.
We podcasted last week on the Saturday, or 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the Monday afternoon, guess what? I started to get a sore throat. And I came down so sick. And everybody that was in the house in France also got the same mess.
Yeah.
So we're not sure where we picked it up.
It was
but
not
it went through
COVID,
everybody.
however, she
no, I
tested.
tested for COVID. It was not COVID, but it was a really, really bad, snotty cold.
And I was with you and I
And-
didn't catch it.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah.
Because I was with you on the Saturday
Yeah.
when we podcasted. And then it was like Monday, late afternoon, evening, because I worked Monday.
Right.
And then I ended up taking off work Tuesday and Wednesday. It was just really, really, really bad. And I'm still coughing quite a bit, but today has been pretty good. Like, I really haven't had any coughing fits yet. But if I do, I'll apologize ahead of time.
Right.
And I've got water here and snot rags.
Or TP.
Just in
The
case.
fancy toilet. The fancy Kleenex.
But hopefully we won't need that. So that kind of distracted me for the week. Not feeling well. Gayle's husband, Paul, went out and got me medicine. He went to CVS and got me some Coricidin, which is for like congestion and expectorant and all that fun stuff. So I was very appreciative of that. And Gayle we have a really, really good local Italian restaurant
and takeout
that does takeout foods as well. And she got me a big jug of chicken noodle soup.
It was perfect, right?
It was. I had, I don't know, maybe
I got
four.
that for lunch.
I had like 4 meals out of that. I would love to get even if you buy a couple of them and put one in the freezer.
Yeah.
Like
It's
maybe we
so
can do
good.
that this afternoon.
That's
Go
what
to
I'm thinking.
Macera's.
Or else when you get your nails done, I'll go get it.
Yeah, I've got a nail appointment this afternoon
Yeah.
too. Busy girl.
Yep.
So that took away a lot of my attention that week because I just didn't feel good. I was just in bed. And then I ended up, so I took Tuesday, Wednesday off, and then worked Thursday, Friday as best I could. Still wasn't feeling good. And like I said, still kind of have a cough, but I'm feeling 100% better than I was. So.
And I want to say one more thing before we get into knitting, that I want to thank everybody for the well wishes for Ilaria.
Yes.
That was really, really, really
Right,
kind.
she was
and
in
it
the
was
hospital.
so good to hear from all of you. And she is out of the hospital. The sepsis has been cleared up. She had some pressure building up in her head, and they found that out with a lumbar puncture when they, a spinal tap, some people call it. And so they weren't sure why that was happening.
You don't have your booster seat.
I don't.
Look how short you are next
I
to
know,
me.
and my back hurts, so I can't find a comfy spot. I have hardware in my back, so it's hard sometimes for me to get comfortable. But anyways, on to Ilaria. So she is home. Her partner is taking very good care of her. Thank you, Heather. Thank you. And so she went to see a specialist in LA. They are reviewing all her information, and hopefully they can give her some more positive feedback and perhaps help her to start to regain walking again.
And she did still do our thumbnail for us.
And she did, in the hospital.
Yep.
In the hospital. She was all
laying flat on her back
flat.
and still helped us out with the thumbnail, but didn't do any of the normal editing that she does. But I think we did pretty good.
I do too.
I always watch us back to see how we do, and I thought we sounded okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're a legend in our own mind.
There you go.
There you go, is right. Anyway, so now I guess on to knitting. Do you have anything finished?
On to knitting. I do not have any
All
finished
right,
objects, but I've got a plethora of whips.
Me too. So let's go on to start with I have 2 finished objects.
Speedy Gonzalez over here.
So this is my first one,
I
and
love
this
this
is the
one.
Seaside Tee made out of cumulus. The colors are flamingo and bone.
Look at that,
and
folks.
isn't it cute? Oh my goodness.
And it's so soft, this yarn. I've made my Salty Days sweater out of this yarn. And it's just such a soft yarn.
And
have you worn it yet?
Yeah. No, I did not because I wanted to show it first. And the designer is Cheryl. I can't read my own words. Reading Mocha. I can't read.
I can't read your writing either. Makhtari, Machtari.
Something like that. Yeah. Sorry.
Cheryl. First name is Cheryl. Cheryl. Traditional spelling.
Yep. And it is the Seaside Tee.
Yeah, that's really pretty.
I didn't modify anything. It was just kind of like perfect sweater.
Now, what I will say, because I know I looked this up.
And I did do the jogless, like everybody does it. But, it's good to do it so you don't have that little jog. But, yeah, I really like it. It's cute, right?
It is. What I will say about this, though, because I did look it up because I thought maybe I'd do it for myself, it's not very size inclusive. So it only went up to I want to say like a 50, maybe 49 and a half, something like that.
That's not very
it wasn't,
big.
It didn't go very large.
Right.
Certainly not large enough for me. But there's plenty of others out there, but I know that people do care about that, so just wanted to make mention of that.
Of course.
All right, what else you got, Speedy?
Yep. And then, last week I said I was going to start this sweater. Well,
And this still has me twisted.
yeah, just saying.
I'm a little twisted
right.
about this.
I'm in love with this, okay? Have you ever?
Look
it's
at that.
Lobster.
It's the Lobster sweater.
Isn't
Can't get
that
any more
cute?
New England than that.
So I used all double Sunday, and I really couldn't be happier.
This is all blocked, but you haven't worn it yet.
No.
This would have been perfect for you to wear after the beach.
Yes, exactly.
But it was still blocking.
It was still
then,
blocking.
right?
It was wet.
And it didn't run or anything.
Things to tell you about this. Do not carry your float. Don't catch your floats.
Do you want to show the inside so that people can see?
Let
me turn.
I have the longest floats ever.
Yeah, but look, they look really perfect.
But you can
look at that, folks.
Yeah, you have to keep the floats long. Sometimes you're going across 14 stitches, and
But because it's red and white, you cannot pick up the red. It would show right through
every time, and you can see every
But look how
one.
nice and smooth that is. It
really
is.
Thank you.
After blocking, it's nice and flat, and you don't have any
pulling.
loose ones,
right? And no
pulling.
And that was
which is really important
Yes.
when you're doing color work. For those that maybe have never tried color work before, you really want to make sure that you stretch your stitches out to kind of what would be normal on your needle before you loop that next color around and start the next stitch.
Right.
Because you don't want it to pucker up and pull.
Exactly.
So that's
because
really
you'll never get it to lay
thing.
flat. It'll always pucker up on you. So
but that's beautiful, Gayle.
Yeah,
and I'm just a tad twisted that you
I did do
started
it fast.
and finished before I even got my yarn.
Yeah, and
but
this was an under 2 week.
But I'm thinking these are going to be good sweaters for us to wear to Rhine.
Oh, how cute will we be? And we should walk around with a lobster sandwich.
And we'll be easily recognizable that way too, because we like to stick out in the crowd and have people come up and say hello to us.
Yeah, we love that. We're such goof bags.
Yep.
So those are my 2 finished things, and this sweater is...
That worked really well when we wore our striped sweater.
Yes. This is the Lobster sweater, and it's by Whitney Terrell, and she actually came to our yarn shop.
She's a yarn rep, right?
Yes.
For, I don't know what yarn companies she does that for, but I know that she helps with stores getting stocked with the yarns that they sell.
Yep. And also she is coming out with a child's version of this. Laurie asked me if I would test it or knit up a sample for her. So
nice.
I may do that. We'll probably.
Right. Do you have other finished objects?
That is all I have is finished. Wow. I have whips. But
only 2?
Only 2. I know. I was slacking this week.
All right. Well, can I go next then?
Yes, of course.
I'll show my whip of my Lobster sweater since we are talking about that. And I have to say, for just getting my yarn last Saturday afternoon.
Right.
And not actually starting on knitting on it until Sunday when I got up, I feel like I've done pretty good.
You have.
I'm about halfway through the lobsters.
So cute.
So I've done the tail, the back flippers, and I'm into, I finished one set of the legs, and then I'll be starting the next set of the legs.
Doesn't this just make you happy?
So
am I like that?
Yeah,
goofy?
no, it's gonna be really fun to. Ooh, Gayle.
Oh, that's all right. That's mine.
I need some needle stoppers.
I have a bunch, but they're
I
upstairs.
do too. I just bought some. But anyway, so I'm getting through the lobsters. I would say I'm about halfway through the chart, and then I think it's 50 rows altogether.
Yes, 50
and
rows
I'm
of the
pretty
chart.
sure I'm on like maybe 20. I'm on maybe like 24. So I'm like just about halfway through.
So fun.
So I'm pretty happy with that.
Once you finish the chart, then the rest is,
It's just
now
stripes.
what we did
Yeah.
was on my lobster sweater, because I saw the girl Fran that comes to the shop.
Sample that was in
the
store.
she did 5 rows of the blue and 8 rows of the white. That's not how it is in the pattern. So I really liked it with this, the way it is now with
Do
the
you know
5
what
and
made
the
her
8.
decide on 5 and 8?
She just liked what it looked like.
Okay.
And I
Because
did
in my
too.
mind, I would probably have done like either 4 and 8 or 5 and 10. Like,
Yeah, no.
I would have had it be more even.
No, I really
But that's
like
the
the
way I
spacing,
am, right?
Right, but I like the spacing of it. Like I really like how it looks.
Yep. So she just kind of went with her
Yeah.
gut, and it does look. It
Yeah,
does
I
look
love
beautiful. I just know for me, it's like
Oh, I know.
like
Yes.
having that
Hello.
persnicketiness.
Trust me, I know. And me, no, not so much.
Right.
But I am absolutely in love with this sweater. I told one of my daughters, Adriana, I said, Adriana, I think I've knit many sweaters, as I'm sure all of you have, but this is right up there with my favorite sweater. I don't even know why I like it so much, but I love it. So if you're looking for a fun knit, I suggest the Lobster sweater because it is so fun.
Yep.
It's so fun. But yeah.
And I think that well, at least one day when we go to Rhinebeck, we'll wear them.
Oh yeah, I think so too.
That would be fun.
And then we're also going to the
We'll be
India Untangled. Is
yes.
that, yeah, so
yep,
we'll have
that's on the Friday. We've already got our tickets.
And we have
I
our
purchased our tickets
Airbnb
while I was in France.
Yep.
So made sure that we got 6 tickets for all 6 of us that'll be in our household.
Yep.
And we got in the first session from 10 to 12 with the swag
Very
bag.
excited.
So yeah.
Very excited. So we get a swag
we look
bag,
forward.
right?
Yeah, we get a swag
Yeah.
bag. We really look forward to the fall and all of the festivals and
Oh my
everything,
gosh,
and
yes.
just the cooler weather. Like right now, it's just suffer through this heat and humidity. But we've
Absolutely.
made a pact that we are gonna really do the beach a lot this summer.
Yes.
And
Yes.
yesterday was a good experiment for
Indoctrination
me
for
in
you.
terms of knowing
Right,
that,
because you weren't sure that you were going to like it or be comfortable
or lugging all the stuff
Right.
and walking through the sand, and like a lot of the beaches from the parking lot to the beach, you have to walk like a long distance.
Yeah.
And the sand is really soft and smushy and hot, and
right. And I don't like
and you
that
have to like
either.
walk over a dune to get to the beach. But
and you
this
have to walk
beach-
through a million people.
This beach was perfect. Like we went from the parking lot over some pavement and the area where they have the picnic tables, which was wood, down a couple of steps,
And
we went maybe 10 feet and then found our spot. We were right next to the channel where the boats come in and out.
We saw a seal.
We did see a seal.
In
That
the
was
channel.
really cool.
Yep.
And I took a couple of pictures of the channel. So maybe if
have
Ilaria is
Ilaria
going
put
to
them
do
up at the end.
do our editing this time around,
Yes.
then I can have her put them in here.
That'd be
Okay.
great.
Yeah,
So
I'll
I
send
have
them to her.
something that I'm working on.
Okay.
And this wonderful person, Lynn, that we know from rug cooking, had seen this sweater on one of our favorite teachers, and her name is Kathy Spellacy.
My favorite person.
And this is Kathy's sweater. So this is what Kathy's sweater looks like. And it's big and oversized.
So
and-
this is just something that she bought store-bought.
Right, this is store-bought. And she said, Lynn said to me, can you make this for me? So I said, yeah, I can make it for you. So I started writing out a
and
pattern.
the yarn that's in here, it looks like it's like a...
All right, so put that up close so I
Okay.
can show. I want to show what I ended up with.
So that's what it looks like.
See how loose it is and big, and
Yep.
so this
just
is
very kind of sweatshirty, but loose, and
so I started.
and it's by Fogya.com.
She spends a lot of money on her clothes.
Fogya, F-O-G. No, I'm sorry. Is that a B?
F-O-B-V-A.
F-O. No, that's a Y. F-O.
F-O-B-Y. Let me get my.
We're really bad.
I have readers.
I believe it is FOBYA.com.
That's a V.
Fobia. That is a Y. That is for sure a Y.
Oh, yeah, maybe. All right.
FOBYA.com. Design with passion. In case anybody's interested in, looking for that sweater.
So then I get this yarn,
Yeah, let me hold it up.
which is quite similar to that.
Yeah, look at that.
All right. So I went through
What
skein.
yarn is that, Gayle?
I will tell you.
Okay, it looks almost like totally exactly the same.
Right? It is a Barocco yarn, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. And it's called Hearthside. Is that what that says? Hearthside. Yes, Hearthside.
Well, the sticker's over it, so it's kind of hard to see.
Yeah, it's
You
only
have
on
one
the
that
little
doesn't have the
sticker.
sticker right over
It's
it?
right on. They can see it right there.
Oh, okay.
So that's it. And I'm doing this on a size
Hearthside,
17 needle.
And
To
it's
get
not
this-
even, it's a very reasonably priced yarn. Looks like Gayle paid $18 per skein. And the skein is, let me tell
And
you
I
what
have
it's made
9
of.
skeins.
40% alpaca, 27% wool, and 33% cotton. And you get 3.5 ounces for 100 grams and 159 yards for $18. So that's very
Right?
reasonably priced.
So I am, so this is
So
it.
you're just kind of using this as your
well, there's a story
pattern?
to that.
Okay.
I was. And then I was, online looking at stuff as I always do because that's what we all do. And
did you find a pattern?
I found a pattern.
Oh, good.
It's like, and I was
This
like,
is something that I would like.
right?
Yeah.
So this is called the Facile sweater, and it is the same
Oh,
sweater.
it's in this garn.
Yes, it's the same sweater.
Facile, F-A-C-I-L-E, Facile sweater. And it does look almost exactly the same.
So
Look at
I'm
that.
just
It's got
gonna
the V-neck
right.
and everything.
The sleeves are big. The drop shoulders are the same. I mean,
Yeah,
I've
it sure
changed
is.
the I
Yeah.
changed the yarn.
at
Obviously, I didn't get their gauge, but I got mine. But I know the math, so it'll fit her. But I am like just over the moon with this. She's gonna love it. I think she's gonna
Facile
love it.
sweater, ballerina edition chunky. Facile sweater number 3.
It's hard to
And
get
it
the
says
pattern.
skill level is beginner.
Listen, the pattern, you can't get it on Ravelry. You have to jump through hoops. I had to buy yarn to get the pattern. So I have yarn
Really?
coming in that I'm going to make one for me
Well,
out
take
of.
good care of that pattern then.
I am, because this is all
Don't
we
crumple
have.
it up and shove it in your bag.
I know, like I normally do. But I'm really happy with it. Like oops.
It's beautiful.
I really wanted
we'll get
to.
it after.
As long as he doesn't. But
Oh,
he's
yeah.
sleeping. He's sleeping. He
Okay.
didn't see it fall.
Well, you might.
Tango loves yarn.
Oh gosh, does he ever? And he'll take it and steal it, but then he'll just like.
He sucks it. Like
Ugh.
he doesn't. He just likes. He loves
And then
it.
it's all wet and gross.
Yeah.
Remember when he did that to your cashmere?
Yes, I do.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, I do.
We've both had bad cashmere stories.
Yes, we have.
Manuel's dog stole mine, Karma,
Yep.
and strewn it all over her yard down in Texas.
Yep.
Oh boy. It
Yeah.
was like $250 worth of cashmere that he ruined.
Yep. And he ruined that one.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it
Tango
was not.
just sucks
I
on
sat at their kitchen table and tried to save it,
And you
I
had a bunch
couldn't.
of little balls.
Yep, I
and-
couldn't.
Yeah. At some point, you have to just give up.
Yep, it was like, sorry.
Yep.
Yep.
So what else do you have?
Okay, so I did a roll of the dice.
Yep.
In the past couple of weeks, and I rolled number 20, which was this bag.
So pretty.
my
Is
number.
that a Judy bag?
This is a Judy bag.
So it's
Yep.
a Joe
This
bag.
is a Judy Olsen bag. This is our smaller sock size bag, is what I would call
It's
it.
so pretty.
Yeah,
The
isn't that
fabric's
pretty with all the
gorgeous.
purple?
Is that recent?
No, I've had this one for a while.
Really beautiful.
And so number 20, and what I had inside, well, I've stuffed something else in here since then. That's a whole nother story I want to talk to, so I want to set that one to the side. But this bag that I had a couple of socks in it, like unfinished socks patterns that I've never finished.
Oh, you finished them?
So, well, no, I haven't finished them. So, in January, I started this sock. This is the Summer Lee Colorwork Cuff Club, and this was her January pattern for the cuff. And I had one sock done.
And that's Jody Brown's yarn.
Yes, this is from my Wicked collection. And then, so this past week, after rolling the dice, I picked up the sock, and I had
good
only
for you.
had about, maybe that much done.
Good for you.
So I finished the leg, did the heel flap and gusset and turn, and that far down the foot, and guess what? I ran out. So the Frankie Gray Fibres, which is Jody Brown's business with her daughter for the yarn, they are on a vacation right now, and so her online shop is closed.
Yeah.
But when they do get back, so she's got that going on. She's got her summer vacation, as well as she and her family and husband they bought an acreage in Canada.
Oh, good
And
for
they're
them.
moving I think it's 40 minutes outside of the city on a big piece of land and a new home, and they're going to be moving too. So
Good.
so her
They're so sweet.
her
Tracy and Jody.
website is closed down for a couple of weeks or so. But when she does get back open, I'll go ahead and see if I can get another mini of the variegated one so that I can finish off that sock. I probably should have known better, but because the way Summer Lee had the sock in her January example, the whole sock was all the one color except for this part here. So I didn't want to do a opposite heel and toe. I wanted it to kind of look the same. So, but it didn't quite make it with the yarn. So I'll have to get another mini of that variegated one so that I can finish off that sock. But I just have not very much to go at all.
Good for you.
Maybe, just that much.
Good for you.
From
That's
there to
not
there.
even a day.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So, but I really worked on that and got that all caught up to
I'm
speed.
jelly. I haven't done socks.
And then the other one that I had in this bag, so I had this one sock all done. This
Is that bamboo?
This is bamboo pop. Yep.
Can I have them?
No.
I love them.
So that's bamboo pop, and I had the one sock
If
done.
you haven't used bamboo pop for socks, try it.
It's
They're
really
fabulous,
nice.
especially in the summer. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
And Dr. Cohen loves this bamboo
He does, yes.
These are his favorite.
I just went to see him this past week for my checkup on my knees.
He's so freaking
Yep.
cute.
He's gotten thin.
He's very
He
thin.
tells me that he does intermittent fasting.
Oh, he does.
Yeah,
He's
that's what
really
he said.
Skinny.
He said that he skips breakfast. I told him you shouldn't skip breakfast. It's the most important meal of the day. But he kind of just smirked at
Yeah,
me.
just chuckled. I'm sure. I'm sure.
So anyways, that was, again, I had the one sock done, but hadn't done the second sock. So I did also get the second one started. And, I haven't done a ton.
But you've started
I got
it.
the cuff done, and I'm working on the leg now. So
And I see you're using DPNs and you're using a 9-inch circular.
So So one of the things that I had said at the beginning of the year, if you remember, and I've
trying to find the perfect sock.
kind of fallen short on that quest, right? Like I haven't stuck to it the way that I wanted to, which was my goal for the year. But I wanted to try different methods of knitting. So this one I did on the 9-inch circular. My preference is for the DPNs. Absolutely.
Me too.
And then I've even been trying different sizes. So between 1 and 1.5. And what I've learned with that is that it really depends on the yarn.
Yeah, some
yarns are thinner than others.
Like Woolens and Nosh is more hefty.
Right. So with the Woolens and Nosh, I found that I have to use a 1. If I use a 1.5, the sock is way too big. Now I suppose I could make a smaller sock size,
Right.
But because
You have your pattern though. I mean, your recipe for you.
Yeah, I'm getting there. Because my calves are, thicker. I like the 72
Right.
stitch sock. But if I'm using the Woolens and Nosh, I drop down to a size 1. But maybe for the bamboo pup, which is really quite thin,
very thin.
I would use a 1.5.
Yeah.
So I've really kind of learned that so far this year.
Yep.
That I have to judge which needle size I use based on the feeling of the yarn.
Right. Well, that makes sense.
So
Good for
so
you.
I
Look
felt
at you
pretty
getting
good
these
about
things
that.
done.
Getting, when I rolled the dice and I got that, and I've got another bag in there too that has a lot of like sock tubes in it that I set up for myself. But this one had it was 2 sets of socks with 1 sock done each. So I figured
I have a bag like that.
I
should
needed
do
to
it.
get those done. So I will definitely get this one done as soon as I can get the yarn to finish that off.
So pretty.
And I'll continue to work on the other one.
And I love Summerlee and all her things.
Yes,
Oh
and
my gosh.
and it's still my goal to do some socks with those cuffs.
Yeah, me
I just
too.
kind of, with everything else that we've been doing, kind of fell off the wagon a little
It's
bit
hard
with
to
it.
keep track of everything.
Well, it's just I can only do so much.
I know.
That's like
That's all of our. That's all of our.
I can just do so much.
Yeah.
I give every minute of my time to my craft that I possibly can. I
That
wake
is
up
true.
early in the morning. I'm gung-ho. I get downstairs 4:30 in the morning. I
is
knit
true.
until the last possible minute that I have to go get in the shower and get ready for work.
Yep.
I even keep some knitting on my desk in case I have some downtime or there's, like we had a holiday this past week. It was Juneteenth and I worked the holiday. And typically if you work the holiday, it's really slow. But it was busy. I didn't even get any knitting done on the holiday. And usually,
That's unusual.
Usually I can get some knitting done
here it
while I'm
is.
sitting there.
Right.
Yeah, but it was very busy. It was like, I guess it's not a holiday that a lot of people maybe take off or plan any, particular events, but
Right. Well, I went to the beach and I left really early.
on Juneteenth, oh,
on
that's right, you
Juneteenth,
did.
But there wasn't it. I mean, we were able to get parking with no problem. I thought it was going to be way more crowded than it ended up being. But as I'm shuffling through my papers, I do have another width as well, and this is a petite knit sweater. It's called Monday Sweater Junior, and it's by Petite Knits.
Oh, I brought that pattern with me.
You did, Dal?
Yeah, see? Because remember, when we went to Jeannie's,
Yes.
I got yarn to make
Oh, that's
that.
a different one.
Oh.
That's the Stormy Sweater
Okay.
Junior.
We'll
This
talk
is-
about that when
yes.
it's my turn.
So I am using La Bien Aimée that I got at Simsbury Yarn. If anybody wants some beautiful La Bien Aimée, go to
She's
Jeannie's.
got a-
She
she's
has
got a
a
good
ton
supply.
of it. She's a
Stockist.
stockist. I was going to say a dealer. Well, she may be, but sorry, Jeannie. So you can't really see it because I have it on a very small needle. But maybe Laura can help out there. A little tiny
And
needle.
it's a folded neckline.
Yes, I love the neck. And isn't the yarn fabulous?
It is very, very soft. So
And,
that'll be really good for any baby.
Yeah, and I'm making a size 3/4
You
toddler.
really do have it on a small needle.
Yeah, I should
You should
change
put it on a 24.
You think?
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I don't like when they're all smushed up like that.
But it's-
that's going to be really pretty.
Don't you think I love the color? I mean, it's so bright and
Coral
happy.
and gray and pink.
Yeah, like what little kid wouldn't like that?
Yep.
And it's for a 3 or 4-year-old. And when Laura and I go rug hooking, we set up a little store in the rug hooking school, and people like to buy our wares. So.
Yep. Yeah, and we usually do really well.
Yeah, we do. And it helps us
We take a
offset
couple
the
of
cost.
bins, like, those big plastic
Sterilite bins, whatever they're called,
we
Sterilite.
fill those up with things that we've made, and we both go through our drawers and say, okay, let me take that, let me take that.
Yeah, I've never
And,
used this. I've never used that. This is a
Or even if you do, you can always make it again.
yeah.
Are you
I'm cold.
really cold?
Yeah,
Oh
it's
my
like
God.
it's like my nose is gonna start chilling out.
There's something wrong with you.
Whew, all right. Well, we got it on 66 down here.
Thank God.
Yeah, so it's a little chilly for me. So, yeah, so it's a fun little knit. I'm doing it on a size US size 6. The collar was done on a 4. It is a folded collar. You start with that. There's about 10 short rows for the back, and then pretty much basic knitting, just your raglans. And so yeah, I'm gonna try and get it done. Well, I'll get it done before next week, I hope, and then move on to something new. But yeah, petite knits, as I've said a million times before, I love their patterns. They're straightforward, they're classic, and I think it's going to do really well in our shop.
Yes, absolutely.
So what else do you have, friend?
All right, so I'm going to keep on the sock kick here, but this is a whole nother story. So last week, I think it was last week, maybe it was 2 weeks ago. No, it was last week.
Yeah.
I just happened to be on my phone, kind of scrolling on Facebook, and I saw that KF Jones from the Bakery Bears posted a call for test knitters for a new sock pattern that she's developing. Now, I've never done a test knit before, but I've always kind of had it in the back of my mind that, well, maybe when I retire, I'll be able to do that because it is something that I would like to do. But when I saw her post that, and I watch their podcast, and I'm a Patreon, so I'm all in on, Kay Jones and the Bakery Bears. And so I had already watched their podcast where she showed her version of the sock and talking about it. And then she posted for the test knitters. So I thought to myself, I'm going to give it a chance. What's to lose, right? So I sent her the email. She asked people to send in an email. The requirements were that, you just had to have some self-striping yarn available because the pattern is written for self-striping yarn. Mm-hmm. And I thought, what the heck? It's a sock. It's a small item. I should be able to do that if I were to get picked. Well, don't you know I get picked?
I know. I'm so excited for you.
So I was beside myself that I got picked. So she has shown the sock on their podcast, so I know that I can show it. I'm not going to say the name of the pattern because the pattern itself is not released yet, but this is what I've done so far. It uses self-striping yarn, and I'm using one of my Woolens and Nosh sock sets that
from
I
lovely
got.
Michelle.
Yep, and from the trunk show that we had at Skane Yarn Shop. Mm-hmm. So
pretty.
I've got the leg done, and I'm just working on the heel flap now. So the heel flap is in this same green here. But isn't that really pretty?
Oh, it's really
And it's
good.
a great pattern. Let
so
me tell
good.
you, it's easily memorizable. It's fun because
Does the
you
pattern
get
go across the top of the foot?
Yes, it goes all the way around.
No, over the top of the foot, and it does go
Yeah,
on
it goes all the way down.
So even on the bottom of the foot, they have pattern.
Yep. And the pattern is written for what's it called? Magic Loop. I'm not a fan of Magic Loop, but when I first started this, I said, okay, let me try it because I am a rule follower. I did the cuff. I got about this far down, and then I was like, ugh. And the other thing is I used a 1.5, and it was looking too big. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I am not going to waste my Woolens and Nosh yarn and make a sock that's not going to fit me. So I pulled it out, and I did contact Kay, and she said, absolutely, you can use double points if you want. That's not a problem. So I switched to double points. I put them on a 1 instead of the 1.5, and I'm just having a blast doing it.
Yeah,
I took this to the beach with me for my beach knitting yesterday, got some done, and then last night when I got home, I started working on the heel flap. I'm not quite done with that, but I'll get the heel flap and gusset done, and then the foot.
So
and
good.
This is my Woolens and Nosh cake that I'm using, and then the contrast color with it is that green. So isn't that pretty?
Good. Really, really pretty.
So I'm really thrilled about that I got picked to
You
do
know,
a test
I
knit.
have
And this is
never
my
been
first
picked.
time ever.
I've never been picked, but I have
Have you
nothing
ever
on
tried?
Ravelry. Yeah, I've got nothing on Ravelry, and somebody said if you don't put anything up on Ravelry, they're not going to pick
But
you.
you try to get picked?
I did a couple of times.
Yeah.
And, you know, they ask you a bunch of questions. How long have you been knitting? What's your skill set? And I filled all that in. You know, I've been knitting like 55 years, and I've knit every day, but I've never gotten picked.
Yeah. Kay didn't ask so many questions like that. But I kind of, in my email to her, told her, I said, you know, I've been knitting a long time. I told her that I had a stash of self-striping from Query Fibres as well as the Woolens and Nosh.
Yep.
And that I had, you know, told her what I've just told you all was that, you know, I've often thought about doing test knits, but I never actually had done one. And I told her that I had knit socks before, so that, you know, I am familiar
I'm
with.
inspired to knit socks now.
Yeah, that I've told her that I was, you know, familiar with knitting socks and the construction of a sock.
A little bit of sock
And
yarn.
I was just thrilled that I got picked. Like, I never ever really
Good for
imagined
you.
that I would actually get picked. But
Well,
so
why
I'm pretty
not?
excited about
you
that.
knit really well.
I know,
Not
but,
that matters.
You know,
I know it doesn't.
I mean,
even
but
matter.
someone like Kay Jones and the Bakery Bears, where they have thousands and thousands of people that watch them,
Right.
and I'm sure thousands and thousands of people that probably wanted to do the test knit to have gotten
Yeah.
picked was just
Yeah,
like
congratulations.
really,
Good for you.
really a big thrill.
Yeah, good
So-
for you, girlfriend.
So thank you, Kay.
Yeah, good for you. I'm happy.
So-
and it's beautiful. The pattern's beautiful.
It
the
really
yarn
is,
you
and
chose
it's-
is fabulous.
It's and it's not difficult at all. So once this pattern does get released, I will definitely circle back and make sure that we tell people what it is.
Yeah,
I just
absolutely.
I know that she's shown it on her podcast, so I wasn't worried about showing what I had done. But
Right.
I know she
Absolutely.
hasn't told
Released
the
it.
name of the pattern yet,
Right.
so I didn't want to
And-
divulge that.
And this is truthful. She hasn't even told me. So
Right. Yep. I'm a
she's
rule
a rule
follower.
follower. So, anyways, and I didn't even ask, did I? Because I know
Nope.
better. I know better. Trust me.
But once it is released, I will absolutely tell people and encourage you to go and get it if you're a sock knitter, because it's a great pattern. Like, one of my other favorite patterns is the vanilla latte sock pattern, which is also an easy
Oh, that is a fun little pattern.
memorizable pattern, and it fits really nicely. So that's another pattern that I really like as well, the vanilla latte sock pattern.
Yep. And I have another whip just to keep things moving along.
In that bag.
In this bag of everything. I mean, look, everybody knows I'm not neat. I get stuff done. I was going to say the bad word.
You do get stuff done.
I get stuff done, but I'm not neat.
You're not drinking
okay?
your drink.
I have not yet. Now I'm having a hot flash, so I got to take my sweater off. All right. So this is called, I want to say, Changing Staircase.
Yes. Changing staircases.
Okay, so that's what this one is. And let me see if I have the pattern.
I'm going to just put my, whoops.
Nope, that's good vibes. I am so bad. I am so bad. All right, so it's called Changing Staircase.
Oh gosh, I can't change you either, as much as I try.
All right, so this is Hope's yarn. It's her brand new yarn, and it's non-superwash. And I don't know if you can see the color as well, but there's like a lavender in it. So this is Hope's new yarn.
Oh.
And it's non-superwash. Is that fabulous?
When did you get...
Well,
See what she
it's
does?
one of my acquisitions.
She does this and doesn't tell me.
I got it at the yarn
Because she
shop.
knows I get jealous.
Yeah. So
That's beautiful.
Isn't it lovely?
Yes.
The color's
it's
good,
so
right?
soft.
And then
the color's beautiful and it's so soft. We need feel-o-vision again.
yes. And then I had this this yarn in my stash, and it is Dream in Color, and it's Lamb and Kid. Its color name is called Lilac, but
Perfect.
it's hard to tell, but it really goes beautiful together.
Because the gray that's in this leans,
So it's
leans
like, yeah,
purpley.
look how purple
Yeah.
that is, and even
Yep.
like in here.
It's a gray, but it leans purple.
So-
like that does look perfect with it.
I just started this, and it's called Changing Staircase, and It's really fun. It's just, I mean, it goes,
What's
actually
happening
goes.
right there?
That's how it goes. It's a little jig-jag.
Okay.
See how it
okay.
jig-jags?
Okay.
So it'll be like this.
All right. So it's gonna have like a
Yes, like a staircase.
like a
Staircase.
Hello. Like Jaws.
Yeah. Yes.
Like teeth.
Like a staircase, so
Okay.
they say.
Staircase.
Yeah, well, that's why they called it
I like
that, I'm sure.
I like the Jaws teeth reference.
Yeah, I
better.
did. Well, that's because it's the 50th anniversary,
Right.
too. But it's super easy, little lacy section, give it a little interest, and then you're stuck in that section. I worked on it once. I just because I wanted, Lori had just opened the yarn and put this in front of me. I was like, okay, I'll get it.
Wonder who she learned that from.
Yeah, that was my old trick.
Yep.
When I when I owned the yarn shop. So this
I have
is
a
my
lot of yarn in my stash because of that trick.
Yeah. You go up with the colors that you know that somebody's going to absolutely love, and you put it in front of them and say, "Look what just came in." How can you refuse? It's your thing, you know.
Yep.
And so that's another whip that I have going.
All right.
How about you, friend?
Yep, I've got more. All right, we'll just go to the next bag here. This bag. I don't think he does them anymore,
No,
but this Joseph,
He used to own yarn.
owned a yarn shop that was up in Woonsocket. He has long time ago since sold that yarn shop, so it no longer exists. But he also was a great seamstress. All of his bags that he made were reversible, so that's the inside, but you could easily use that as the outside as well.
Yeah,
they're all completely
beautiful
reversible,
bags.
And I have several of his bags.
Me too.
But this is the perpendicular sweater that I started. So I've gotten a little bit more done on it.
Oh my gosh.
Whoops.
This is good.
Yeah.
The color's good. This is the
So this is
Saunders yarn.
Yep. Sonder Yarn Co.
Oh my god, it's
And
so
it's the
pretty.
perpendicular sweater. So that will be the one side of the sweater. So that's like front and back, and that's the middle. And then the other side will go like this.
Yeah. Oh my god,
And
Laura,
it will be
that's
the
so
opposite,
good.
like the larger stripes will be the pink and the smaller stripes will be the purple. But that's the one side of the sweater. You
color's
start from the bottom,
fabulous.
and so that's what I've gotten done so far. So not a ton, but I have worked on it, so I wanted to
Guess what?
show that I've made some progress.
I'm
What?
cold again.
Oh my god, I can't keep up with you.
Neither can I.
And again, yes, this is the Sonder Yarn Co. It's the Luxe DK, which has cashmere in it, and those were my two colors.
Oh, so
the
good.
kind of purpley color and the pinkish color, kind of a
So
dusty
good.
rose color. And I'm excited about doing that sweater, actually. It's really simple. It's garter stitch. It will have a V-neck. I hope I'll have that done for, like, that would be really nice to have done for Rhinebeck as well.
Oh my god, Laura, that would be gorgeous.
It would be a good Rhinebeck
I would
sweater.
love that to be done. Maybe you can get it done, because maybe if I kind of pressure you into it.
Well, Lord knows you're good at the
Yeah.
pressurization,
I'm
like
not
a
gonna
pressure
show
cooker.
This. I'm not going to show that. I'm not going to show any more whips.
All right, well, I have one more then.
Okay, I'm not going to show any more.
This will
'cause
be my last one, and then we can move to acquisitions.
Acquisitions, yes.
All right. This I actually worked on quite a bit while I was away in France. Did I show it last time?
Which one?
I don't think I did. This is my jelly roll blanket.
Yeah, we showed it, but not since you've been working on it.
Yeah,
again.
I'm on to the third
Yeah, no,
skein.
we haven't seen. We've only seen the two.
I finished
two
this,
of them.
I finished the second one when we were in France, and I'm on to the third
Yeah, they didn't
row
see the
now.
third.
So,
I haven't gotten half of mine done. Oh,
So-
look at this. Yours is the best one I've seen. Sorry.
this is row 3 that's going on
Look
here.
at you. When do you work on this?
I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning,
I know, but
and I make use of from 4 o'clock to 8:30. Like, I knit.
this is
and
really
I
good.
and I like if 4 o'clock I'll say, okay, from 4 o'clock to 5:30 I'll work on this, and then from 5:30 to,
Oh, see, you're
7
organized.
I'll
Of
work
course
on
you
this, and then
do.
from 7 to 8:30 I
Of course
work
you do.
on this.
That's what I need to do.
I have a plan.
I know you do. I know.
So I'm
It's
really happy
beautiful.
with how it's looking, and
It's beautiful.
I think I told you that when I was in France, down at this end, I had Emmanuel's other friend, Melanie. She picked this color, the pink. I let them go into my bag and pick a color.
That looks really good with it. Good for her.
She picked that.
Good job, Melanie.
And then Emmanuel picked this blue one.
It's good, Emmanuel. Melanie.
Yep.
You win. No, I'm only kidding. Emmanuel, I'm only teasing you because I love to.
So
it's gorgeous. Look at the blue with the green here.
I'm happy with how it's coming out.
It's beautiful.
And I really try to not ever have the lines meet up anywhere.
What do you mean? Oh, I see what you mean. These.
For here, for instance, it was pretty darn close.
Yes.
But it did go over a little bit.
Yep, I got you.
Yeah, I don't want them to be matchy-matchy.
Right, I agree with you.
It's pretty darn close there, but
it's not.
It's not.
It still doesn't,
It was about, 6 rows above the line. So,
it's beautiful.
So I've been working on that.
Oh, you keep inspiring me now with socks and the jelly rolls.
So I'm pretty happy with, the progress that I'm making on that.
Yeah, you're getting stuff done.
And this is a fun one to work on too because it really is mindless. You can take it anywhere, but it's also mindless.
Yeah.
It really is so easy. And that's another K.F. Jones pattern. But my join, I'm using the join that was, I don't know if designed by is the right word, but promoted by Crazy Sock Lady.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's what Kevin and Ray used also.
Yes. And watching Kevin and Ray on Needles at Ready and ATR Nation is how I learned about that join because when a long time ago, I had started a jelly roll blanket.
Like it, I remember.
Was using all Hedgehog minis and I didn't like it and I actually threw it away.
And it wasn't the yarn, everybody.
No,
it was
wasn't
just
the yarn.
join.
It was the join and I just didn't like the way it looked because it wasn't neat enough for me.
Right.
So I'm really happy with the way this one is.
I couldn't agree with you more. It's beautiful.
Yep.
It really, really is.
Yeah, I'm really happy with that. And it's going to be a work in progress because my schematic that I have planned out.
Can you help me with mine
It
again?
will be, yeah, sure. It'll be 15 rows.
Can we do it today?
It'll have to be later because I have a nail appointment. Okay. See how bad my nails look? I don't even want to show them.
They always look good, though.
No, they haven't been done since before France.
Wow, they still look pretty good, though, considering they're
so
long
that's
for
coming
you.
up in 1:45 and it's 10 past 1.
Okay, we have time.
So, all right, so let's move on to acquisitions.
We do have a bunch of those.
We do. Want me to start?
Yep, you can start.
Okay, I'm going to grab my bag down here.
Then we have something to show. We have some good stuff to talk about.
So these are the things that I got on Knit in Public Day when we did our yarn crawl. So I'll start with, I got the yarn, picked up the yarn at Skane. This for my lobster sweater. It's the.
Can you tell them the colors because I didn't for mine.
And ours are the same. So it's the Sandness Garn Double Sunday, and it is a DK weight yarn.
It's a nice, thick DK.
It's a very round, plump.
Yes.
Yeah, very, very squishy. And the red is number 4219. The dark blue is number 6580. And I have put this all in my show notes as well. So don't feel like you have to write it down or whatever. And I, put the numbers as well as in parentheses what color it is. So
and I use the same ones.
If you're looking to do the lobster sweater, you know exactly what to get. And then the white is number 1001. And so those are the 3 colors that you need. I only brought one of each, but I have a plethora of them because of my large size that I have to knit. But I was so happy to get that yarn and to be able to get started on that because I was jealous and I was twisted.
Yes. Yes to all of the above.
Yep. And then when we stopped at Driftwood Yarns, we got some acquisitions from Needles at the Ready. And I'm so really happy with all of these. Oh, this bag is like, I don't know why I put it up on the table. All right, so I got 4 different skeins, but I'm going to go through each one of them. Now, 3 of them are on the Athena sock base, which is a 85, 15 superwash merino, 15% nylon. Those are those three.
Do you know what you're doing with them?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. And then one skein, because I just absolutely love the colors, is on his Achilles sock, which is a 75-25. This is called Monsters U. Isn't that just gorgeous?
It's beautiful.
I
And
love
it's pretty
those
true
bright
to color.
colors.
It's pretty true there.
Yep. It's bright. Look at that saturated green there. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
What are you going to do with it?
So I am going to make some one skein wonder shawls.
We can.
And, well, maybe.
Okay.
I really love this yarn.
I know. Me too.
But I'm really liking the newest
Hohe.
pattern. Hohe Locatelli came out with a pattern called Traveling Solo. And it's a one skein wonder shawl, which is kind of crescent shaped, and it's got lots of holes in it from, like, you know, the patterning. It must be yarn overs or whatever. I haven't actually started any of them yet, so can't really talk about the pattern yet, but that it's called Traveling Solo. It's a Hohe Locatelli pattern, and I just think it's gorgeous. And it's a one skein, but it's crescent and long, so that you can wrap it around your neck, you know, and have it. Like with triangles, sometimes they don't fit me good.
Right.
Because I got, you know, a lot of inches to go around.
Well, it's the shape of it too.
Right. The longer ones that have kind of long, skinnier ends that really kind of stretch it out, those are the ones I like.
That'll be beautiful.
So I got this one on the Achilles sock, which is a 75-25 breakdown.
That would go good with your green sweater.
And then this color I fell in love with. It's called Mossy Cobblestone. And it's mostly gray. And I don't know if you can really see it. But it's got flecks of dark green in it. And when he had samples of things knitted up. And it's just gorgeous. It literally looks like cobblestones because of all the variation of the gray. And then you know how, like, you go and you see little bits of mossy bits, and that's exactly what it looks like. And I just love that. And look, like right there's some really dark green speckles.
It's going to be stunning.
Yeah, I kept going back to that one. I was like,
are you going to do the same shawl?
Mm-hmm. Good. Yep. And then, of course, I couldn't resist the purple. Look at that, folks. Oh my God. Right?
Is that some kind of a flower name?
This is called Violet Meadow.
Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is. Great job, Kev.
Isn't that just gorgeous?
Yes.
I'm a purple girl, so that is right up my alley.
Guys, head on over to Kevin's his shop, his website, because
needlesattheready.com.
Because his yarn you're gonna be in love.
And
it's
this,
amazing.
I believe, is a newer base for him.
Yep.
The 85-15.
And he's going to start doing some non-superwash.
And this one is on superwash merino. These are extra fine superwash merino.
Yeah, gorgeous.
And then the not 15, so it's 85-15, but it's superwash extra fine. So it's got even like a little bit more specialness to it.
Ooh.
And then this one I fell in love with as well, called Snowy River.
That's so beautiful.
And it's got like icy blue and some, kind of brownish colors for the rocks that will be in the bottom of the river. Like, can't you just imagine that you're standing on the banks of a cold, snowy river?
Oh, let's go there.
That's flowing, and you can see the rocks in the bottom because the water is so clear and crisp. Oh. Like, doesn't that just bring you right there?
Yes.
And so I just think
somewhere
that's beautiful
in
as well.
Canmore.
Yes, absolutely. All right, then I got one more thing. Well, two more things, but it's the same. So these were from Jeannie's shop.
Simsbury yarn.
Sorry, three more things. Yes, Simsbury yarn. And Gayle and I we're going to, you don't happen to have that pattern with you down here, do you? It's upstairs. Okay, never mind that. So there's this pattern called
Baby Surprise.
It's a
Elizabeth Zimmerman
pattern. You cannot find it on Ravelry. You have to purchase it elsewhere. I found
I
a
think
place to
Schoolhouse
purchase
Press
it.
has it,
Yes,
too.
Schoolhouse Press is where I got it from. And I mean, I ordered two. I got one for Gayle and one for myself because we're both gonna make these. As we told you about when we go away to our rug hooking, and they have the little shop set up where people can sell things.
There's a lot of Grammys that go there.
There are. So this is a really fun pattern. It's almost like knitting origami. So it's not intuitive when you're putting it together. You know, you follow the directions.
Just follow the directions,
and
'cause
you
you'll
knit
be
it,
like, what?
and then it tells you to fold it certain ways and seam it together, and all of a sudden you've got a
magic.
little sweater.
It's magic.
Yep. So I bought 2 different skeins because I couldn't decide on the colors. And it is the kind of sweater design that you want to use a color changing yarn. And this yarn is 100% cotton, but let me tell you how soft this is.
It'll be beautiful.
It is going to be perfect for a baby because it is so
It's worsted
soft.
weight.
It's worsted weight, and it's the color changing is beautiful. I'm excited to get started.
Me too.
The patterns that I ordered just came on Saturday.
Yeah.
And so we've both got the pattern now, and we can get started on that. And then the one last
This
thing.
is gorgeous. This is. I can't wait for you to make this.
So
I
this
can't wait.
is here it is.
What size does that go up to, Laura? Because I want to make one for someone.
I believe it goes up to it goes all the way up to size 12 to 14 years.
Fabulous.
From 1 to 2 years all the way up to 14 years. So you can make it for a teenager
But
even.
look at this. It's
Called the
knits.
Storm Sweater Junior. And it
classic petite
it's like
knits.
it's like a Gansey.
It's a Gansey for a kid.
Yep. So I'm really excited to get going with that. I've got it all printed out, and this yarn we got at Jeannie's as well at Simsbury Yarns. It's the Sandnes Garn Peer Gint, and I just got that putty color. So it's like
so
a beige
pretty.
or putty, I would call it, and got several skeins of that.
What weight is that?
I believe it's a worsted, isn't it?
Does it
I don't
have
know.
a gauge?
It's in foreign language. 100% Norwegian wool, produced in Norway by Sandnes Garn.
For petite knits. What size needle are they using? That's looking
Says 3.5 to 4.
gauge. It's worsted weight.
Worsted, yeah, that's what I thought.
Yep. Worsted
So-
weight.
So that's
Beautiful,
going to be to make that
beautiful,
little
beautiful.
sweater, and that will be to sell at our yarn shop store. I mean, our
Beautiful.
rug hooking store.
Beautiful.
Rug
Beautiful.
hooking store.
Love it.
So those were all my acquisitions.
you wanna
All right,
see mine?
you're on now,
Okay. So
and then I got to snap to it because I'm
I
gonna
know we'll get
be
this.
late for my
yeah.
appointment.
All right. So I bought this, but I don't remember what for. Do you remember?
To make the sweater.
Which sweater?
This sweater.
Oh, I'm doing the same.
You're making one for
but
a
why
girl.
do I have double Sunday?
Oh, I thought it was the Peer Gint. Sorry.
No, I have 5 skeins of double Sunday in pink. Let me get my glasses.
I'm sorry. I thought that was the Peer Gint.
No, I have no idea what I bought it for, but I did have something in mind.
I'm sure it's
this
probably
is
going to be for
called-
some sort of little baby sweater.
I think it's Farge or Fargo. I'm
No,
not
no.
sure. I
that
can't.
no.
Oh, that
that
just
means
the color.
That means
That's
color, and
right.
the color is the number.
There's no
So you
number. Color.
Yes,
color?
it is, right
it's
there.
Just, I know this.
Oh my
just a
God.
number.
That's what it is.
I know. I thought they
Number
might also be.
4604.
And this is what I got to do the baby surprise. I'm doing a couple of girly girl ones. Same as Laura. Just
But mine are more geared towards boy colors.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then the Lobby Anime sweater that I was talking about. This is it, and
That's the skein.
This is
still
I bought
skeined
2
up.
skeins. So this is it's a sport weight. It is non-super wash, so I have to put that in when I sell this or give it away or whatever. But yeah, it's really, really,
Hold it
really,
up.
really beautiful. So that's what it looks like, the little sweater that I'm making
And that's
from
Lobby
Petite
Anime.
Knits. But Jeannie has a ton of this. Now all of this is from Jeannie's shop. Okay.
Not this one, though.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, it is?
Yep. Yep, it is.
The double, she had
Yes.
double Sunday?
Yes.
Oh.
And now I will show. So this was.
Then I think that you were going to make that sweater for a girl. I think you must have just bought double Sunday and I bought pure Gint.
That's possible. I'll
Yeah.
have to check the gardage or the yardage. All right, then I'll show you.
We have so much yarn, we don't know what we're doing, folks. Let's
have
just
no
be
idea.
real.
We have no idea. So then I
Doesn't
bought,
make us bad people.
No. So then I bought this because I had to.
We're back to driftwood now.
Now we're back at
Driftwood
driftwood.
yarns.
So this is from Kevin at Needles at the Ready, and it is called Canyon Hues. It's the Achilles sock.
Which is the 75-25.
75-25. And I am going to do with this.
Isn't that the one that I said you had to buy?
Because it matched my my boiled wool jacket.
She has a jacket that's this color.
It's Eileen Fisher boiled wool.
Is that gonna look
So,
gorgeous.
and what is the name of the shawl I'm doing from Hohi?
Traveling Solo.
Traveling Solo. That's what this is earmarked for.
Yes.
This, I'm not sure, but I love it so much. It's the Athena sock, Golden Obsidian. And
Those are just your colors.
it's just, I'll probably make 2 shawls like Laura because it's so beautiful. And then this, this is a DK weight, and this is called Dreamcatcher, and I have 3 of them. I'm going to make a sweater for my daughter's
Would be
brother-in-law's child.
be like nephew.
Is that her nephew?
Well, nephew by marriage.
Yeah, nephew by marriage.
Quee's nephew.
Quee's nephew, yes.
But her nephew by marriage.
Yes. So I think that, you can't get better than this. So I am going to make him a little sweater, and I have to show you something. I got this little tin there too because I'm all about it. This was at Driftwood.
Need help.
I think I got it this time. Here we go.
Good
So
girl.
look, it's a little bunny. So I'm going to put that on the bottom of the sweater on the hem.
Oh.
Like that.
Nice.
Isn't it cute? But look at how it
Yes.
matches.
Yep, perfect.
Look, it's so good.
Yep, perfect.
So I don't know if you can see that, but I'm all about it. I think it's so good.
Just like a little tag.
Yeah. So at the shop, you could get little stitch markers, 10 of them for $1 or something. And I got the little tin and the little bunny thing to put in it. So
I bought some stitch stoppers there too. I didn't bring them with me, but I got 2 pairs of those stitch stoppers as well.
okay. Then I also bought, I just want to go through this because I know you have to leave. I also got this, and this is an online purchase, and it's called Line, and it is also by Sandness Garn, and it's to do the Sabvi sweater. Sabai, is that what it is?
It's a sleeveless.
Yes.
Summer top.
Yes.
Sabai. Sabii, I believe is how it's spelled.
Is that what it is?
Or
All right.
Sabai.
I'll put it in the show notes.
Yeah.
But this is for that. Now that wasn't enough, so I had to get another one. And this one's actually already started, but I'll show
When
it to you.
Gayle can't sleep in the middle of the night, she's
doubling.
online shopping for yarn.
I'm doing the same sweater with this, but I am doubling this and tin line, and it is $8 a skein.
So you got to make another sabai out of that
Yes.
color? That's going to be gorgeous.
Yes. So I've actually already started this. I didn't want to show it today, but I'll show it next week.
That's your color
So
too.
yeah. So that
Any
I have
kind
that.
of those corally green, gold, jewel tone colors are perfect for Gayle.
And then the last thing I'm going to show, I bought a bunch of this too. Okay. All right.
Uh-oh.
Here, you can show that. I
Oh,
think
more
I brought
double
it down.
Sunday and
This is
this cashmere?
No, it's
Mohair?
yeah.
Look at that, folks.
All right, so let me tell you what I'm making. Look at this. I am out of control.
What are you gonna
I
make?
even printed the pattern.
So this is Ito Sensei.
Right.
40% mohair, 40% seed or silk. So it's silk mohair.
Yep. And I will tell you what
20
I'm
gram.
making. If you give me 1 second.
Those colors match perfect. Look at that.
Isn't it good?
Now it looks kind of
It's
white
something
on the
study.
camera, but this is a very, very soft, dusty, like ballerina pink. All right. So
All right, I'm going to put it in the show notes. It's I want to say it's my favorite story, but I'll put it in the show notes. It's all cabled.
Oh,
it's
I remember you
oversized.
talking about
it's
that.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
It is just stunning. So hopefully I'll get to that at some point.
Okay.
And we've got a few things to say.
Yes.
First of all, we had one of the girls, Gwen, had won our invisible disability giveaway, and she made a beautiful shawl out of the yarn that she had gotten.
You've got to turn down the brightness on your phone.
I'm going to also, listen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send this to Aria, and she's going to put it up.
Put it in.
So that you can see it better. But Gwen, it is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, and that's the yarn that we sent her?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
She's a fast knitter.
Yeah, so that's really quite beautiful. So I did want to mention that. Also, our Zoom. Let's talk about our Zoom. So I did a bad thing. But it's me, so bear with me.
Yep. Gayle is Gayle.
Yeah. So Aria randomly generated something for me, and I lost all the information. However, I did reach out to this person. I cannot remember your name. Please, please, please don't hold it against me. I'm really a nice person. I just get a little overwhelmed
so
at times.
So if you were the person that was contacted,
right,
they can't see that.
And wrote all of these questions. How do you weave in your ends, Speedy Gayle? Is Paul going to bartend for Knit in Public Day? Gayle, on your cable video, how did you determine which row of cables?
We get the point.
But they'll know who they are.
Right.
And if for some reason my email or text message didn't go through.
They'll know that they contacted us or that we reached out to them.
Hopefully. And you're from Houston. So
please reach out again to the yarnroomshenanigans.com
so that we can set up our Zoom call, because we're very excited about meeting you and putting you on our episode. And then what we'll do is, if anybody is interested in being on our podcast, what we're going to do is we're going to set up a Zoom call with you before we podcast. We're going to record it if it's okay with you. That's one of the things. So if you want to do it, just know that we're going to record it. Then we're going to insert you into our podcast. So it'll be us chatting, and you get to ask us any questions. Or
it'll be like a chapter in our podcast.
Yeah, it'll be a little chapter. So please send in your Zooms. Nobody's going to be discarded. You're all going into a certain folder, and we just random generate from that folder.
And we had great responses this past time. So thank you, everyone that sent in questions, and we do have them in our, kind of tucked away in our comments, so that we can always, go back and...
Right. Like if you didn't get in this time, doesn't mean you're not going to get in.
Right.
So, I mean, there were a lot of people, but we're so excited. I'm so happy that people
And it is a new venture for us. So we're, we're on that learning curve as well about, doing the Zoom and how to, get it recorded but I have a lot of children that are very technological. Yeah. So we're very excited about that. Also, don't forget about our coupon codes. We have one for Twinkle Dimple Studios, and that's in the show notes. Also for Skein Yarn Shop, Shenanigans, all in capital letters, is the coupon code for Twinkle Dimple Studios.
And for Skein Yarn Shop, it's
Yarn Room
15, and that's for a 15% discount, one-time use. So
on a web-based purchase,
right? Correct.
On their website. So for one time, and you use the coupon code when you're checking out.
Correct. And let's see.
And then I do have one more thing, which is and I'm only rushing because I have to go to an appointment. But one of the things that we wanted to do is just acknowledge that June is Pride Month, and that there are lots and lots of folks out there that are celebrating. We want to celebrate with you, and in order to do that, I came up with a couple of things out of my stash. They're not like new purchases. They're things that have probably been around a long time. But yes, they're brand new. They've never been touched, but they're just not newly purchased. They've been in my stash. And so I do want to put out there for people watching today to comment the word pride. And we have two giveaways that we want to give out. The first one here is, now I've put together a whole little kit. It's this pattern called Celadon Shawl by Amba O'Brien. Amba does tons and tons and tons of...
And they're all beautiful shawls.
Shawl patterns. She's very well known in the knitting community. But this is one that I think works really well for this particular kit that I've put together. Now, I will say the pattern does call for sport weight yarn, but the kit that I've put together is fingering weight. It's a shawl, so I think it will work. I think it will be fine. That you use fingering instead of...
The shawl is enormous, so it will be a tiny bit smaller.
So what I've put together is, this is a rainbow set from Query Fiber, who no longer dyes. But I purchased this many, many, many years ago, and it's been part of my stash for a long time. And in fact, my goal had been to make the Celadon shawl with this. And then I've paired it with 2 skeins of hedgehog. So it will be the gray along with the set of the 6 minis to make the Celadon shawl. Obviously, you don't have to make the Celadon shawl, but I'm going to send the pattern with this as the kit. The other giveaway that I came up with...
Wait, say the name.
I'm gonna.
Oh.
So it's white birch fibers, and
I love their
it is
yarn.
A fingering weight. I believe that this is going to be self-striping, but I'm not 100% sure. It does not say self-striping on it, but the name of it is called Nothing Says Screw You Like a Rainbow.
Oh, it's so good.
And so I'd like to give that away as well, as a giveaway to celebrate Pride.
Using the word pride.
Yes. So please comment, like, subscribe, use the word Pride if you are interested in either of these giveaways. And what do they have to do? You can ring my bell. Ring my bell. Toot, toot. Thank you, everybody, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yes.